Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar by Fitogether. In today's webinar, we'll be exploring the injury prevention dashboards available in our Fitogether data portal. We'll begin with the squad risk overview. I'll explain why it's such an important tool for managing player readiness, walk you through the dashboard step by step, and then show how it can be applied in real-world scenarios. Next, we'll look at the three types of speed thresholds available in our analytics platform: absolute, relative, and custom, discussing what they mean, how to use them effectively, and where they fit into your daily workflows. Finally, we'll move on to the acute chronic workload dashboard, exploring how it can be used to track load trends, identify risk, and make smarter decisions around player availability and return to play planning. By the end of today's session, you'll have a clear understanding of how to use these tools, not just to monitor data, but to apply it in ways that directly influence training design, player management, and ultimately performance. Let's get right into the webinar on injury prevention. Fitogether has created 4 pillars that represent the foundation of everything we want to help you achieve. First is load management, which focuses on how much players are doing. Second is periodization, which focuses on when they're doing it. Third is injury prevention, focuses on how safely they're doing it. And lastly, performance insight focuses on how effectively they're doing it. All 4 linked together to give you information to make decisions that can hopefully have a positive outlook for your team. Today, we're focusing on injury prevention, arguably the most impactful area where GPS data can help make real-world decisions that keep players available and performing at their peak. When we talk about injury prevention, it's not just about fitness or physical data, it's about protecting performance. A single 6-week hamstring injury can completely change the rhythm of your team. Tactics shift, results change, and your momentum disappears. Beyond that, there's a huge financial cost. Clubs invest the majority of their budget into these players. So every injury isn't just a sporting setback, it's a financial risk. That's why injury prevention isn't about limiting players. It's about protecting your squad's availability and therefore performance over time. The reality is the hardest part isn't the initial injury, as sometimes these can't be helped. It's managing that return to play process. Every club feels pressure. Players want back in, coaches want their strongest 11, and fans expect instant results. But if a player returns before they've rebuilt enough exposure to sprinting or game intensity, that's when the re-injuries can happen. And those are the ones that can derail seasons by increasing the severity of the injury and having extended periods of time out. We can't stop injuries completely, but what we can do is reduce how often they happen, how serious they are, and how often they come back. That's what good injury prevention looks like. GPS gets a bad reputation sometimes, like it's there to stop players working hard, but that's not the case. It's about using the data effectively so it can have a positive impact on your squad. GPS can help us understand when a player has potentially done too much, when they've not had enough load, and when they're ready for the demands of the next game. We use it to flag risks before they become injuries, benchmark players' progress, and make sure return to play is progressive, not rushed. For example, if a player hasn't sprinted above 90% of their max speed in over a week, or hasn't played 80 minutes recently, that's not just a number, that's a message. We need to prepare this player before match day. These are the insights that help us make smarter, safer, more proactive decisions. In today's session, we're going to focus on 3 areas: the squad risk overview, the different threshold options, and the acute chronic dashboard. Together, these give you a clear picture of player readiness, load, and overall injury risk.